Beyan, Negash, Chairman of GEAN, Group of Eritrean Advocacy Network. He unfortunately is not able to be with us here today, and he sent his message through video, short video. We'll listen to his message.
Masa kadale tobakoi naga yiteneni manai meitanu. You know who just whispered in my ears? I was Negash Noor. Noor Ka'a, he's the organizer, one of the organizers at EASE today. So he's there. If I said anything other than what I meant to say, which is greetings to you all, please blame it on him. He's right there. Just kidding, Noor. I'm sure you wouldn't betray me like that. But I am Beyan Negash. I am coming to you from the United States, representing Global Eritrean Advocacy Network, and I'm really elated to be here. Really delighted. I wish I could be there in person. This is the highlight of the very thing that GEAN wishes to accomplish, which EASE has begun the endeavor in earnest. We are glad to hear that they are taking the baton and taking it to the next level. We appreciate the kind of proactive endeavors that the EASE has been undertaking, and this is one example that should be congratulated for. So what is it that I wanted to do or say today is GEAN has 5 core issues that it identified: the language issue in Eritrea, the refugee issues, the land issue, the ethnicity issue, and then the 5th is leadership. I think this we can all see lacking in Eritrean opposition today. And therefore, what EASE is doing by inviting notable individuals and groups into its conference is an exemplary example that we should all aspire or follow. And GEAN, its aim really was that to bring disparate elements from different Eritrean enclaves into the conversation, to the center of conversation. And I've spoken with Ahmed and later Noor on different occasions on these very issues, that those who are marginalized, if they want their cause to be heard, what better way to bring it other than to the center of conversation? And what EASE has done today is exactly that, inviting individuals and groups to tell them, to introduce them, to educate them about the plight of the Afars. And usually when we talk about Eritrea, the Afars really do not come to mind. I am guilty of that. But today I have been educated. I have learned a lot from Ahmed and Noor and from reading of the Afar plight, and I'm glad you have decided to bring this issue to the fore. And so the subject matter that I wanted to discuss are just a few, and those are engagement. And engagement means, in order to engage, it needs to be brought to the issue. Need to be brought to the center, and that constitutes dialogue. And dialogue cannot be compelled. It can only happen when you decide to have a discourse with your compatriots. And so, sitting under one tent, discussing our issues are the nerve center that is really lacking in the opposition. We all have our own little enclaves, and we do not come to the center to talk about them. And this is what also, by the way, Medrakh has been trying to do for the last 2.5 or 3 years now. And I happen to be part of the advocacy group in Madrakh as well. And that I'm bringing, just to illustrate a point, how engagement and networking helps bring people together. I went to Kenya, met various individuals. On this last one, I met Huri, and I am hoping he'll be there as well. I think the same goes with Ambassador Amda Burhan and many others that I've met. And when I met Ahmed, we discussed issues about GEAN's fundamental approach to dialogue, and we came to see eye to eye. And finally, he is now also participating on other issues that are of a concern to Eritrea, which is a concern of Afars. And the Afars have used, at least EASE in particular, has used the constitution issue, the constitution and rule of law issue, of which Dr. Salah Noor will address after I do, is exactly what we need to do, and have a conversation. You are not going to have your issues addressed if you stay on the periphery. So the bottom line is, this is the kind of conversation we need to have. We must have. That is what's been lacking in the opposition, and I really wish could be there. But and on behalf of GEAN also, we are working with, by the way, with Dr. Saadia Hassanin. We work with individuals as well as with organizations like EASE, an individual scholar like Dr. Saadia Hassanin, who has written a book that we are sponsoring to be republished. The second edition will come, I think, in a few weeks, inshallah. And that book we are sponsoring because we wanted to address the refugee issue, the refugee plight, through data, through studies, through rigorous studies that were done. And her work exemplifies such, or impels or compels someone to use her work to address these issues of refugees, particularly in Eastern Sudan and in many other parts of the world. And what becomes essential is that we need to address issues through rigorous research material, data that need to be brought to bear to show NGOs or United Nations and others who can help the plight of refugees in a much substantive way. And there are many Eritrean experts who can help in this regard. And one of them is Dr. Saadia Hassanin, and I'm sure she will also be talking about this professional relationship that we have with Dr. Saadia Hassanin, as we do with EASE, as we've done with Eritrean Lowland League, as we've done with Al Nahda, and so goes the conversation. Our bottom line is, let's all get together and have a conversation, a dialogue, and precisely what you're doing today. Having to socialize in one table, having to talk, having to eat, having to drink together. This is what has been missing in Eritrea. And this is the elixir that is going to help us patch everything together, to be in the opposition, to always remember the menace at home. The menace at home can only be removed if we come together and say, these are our issues. These minimal programs are what we are going to use to push full force. The throttle must forge forward, and I am glad EASE has latched on that issue. And wabillahi tawfiq. Thank you.